Hey, it's Looms here, and today in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to make the Aero bracelet, which was designed by me. This is named after Aero Loomy on Instagram, so yeah, I decided to dedicate this design to her. It's a hook only design, so yeah, let's get started. To make this bracelet you'll be needing a hook, a C-clip, and some bands. Today I'll be using Medieval Tin Man for the border, Medieval Turquoise and Medieval Pink for the coloured bands, and Glitter White for the centre bands. So let's get started. To start, we're going to make a standard 6-loop setup. So first of all, we're going to make a cap band on our hook, and we're going to pull a band through and pick up the outside loop and close, and then pull a band through the first 2 loops and pick up the outside one. And now we're going to change sides, take off the first band and reclaim the other side of that cap band loop and close, then pull a band through the first 2 loops and close and pick up the outside loop along with it. So there's your 6-loop setup, and once you've done that we're going to move on to our coloured bands. I'm going to start off with turquoise, and what we're going to do is just pull it through the second band. So pull it through the first 2 loops, pick up the outside one and rearrange that Tin Man over to the outside. It should look like this, and now we're going to change sides and do the same thing. Make sure your bands stay in order. So take your band, pull it through the first 2 loops and lift the outside loop and close and rearrange that Tin Man over to the outside. So now you should have something like this, and you should have 8 loops on your hook currently. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take your first centre band and you're going to pull it through the middle 6 loops, and you're going to pick up the inner halves of the coloured bands. So how we're going to do this is you're going to pull it through the first 7 loops, so basically all the loops excluding this one here. You're going to skip the first loop, pick up this loop, skip the next 2, pick up the other coloured band. Now mine went out of order, so just kind of pull that back and then pick up the outside border colour band and then close and rearrange that over to the outside. So it should look something like this as of right now. You have 6 loops on your hook, your border band, centre band, 2 coloured bands, another centre band, and your final border band. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to rearrange this third band, which is your coloured band, and you're going to pull it over the second band, which is the centre band. So it should look like this, and now we're going to take our border band and we're going to pull it through the first 3 loops and reclaim bands 1 and 3, which are the border bands and the centre band. So through the first 3 loops, pick up this band closest to the tip of the hook and the one furthest away, and then close it off. And it should look like this. And now we're going to take our next colour and we're going to pull it through bands 2 and 3. So pull it through the first 3 loops and pick up the outside one. And then rearrange this border band over to the outside again. So it should look something like this, and now we're going to change sides. So rearrange the third band over the second band, just like that. Take your border band and pull it through the first 3 loops and pick up bands 1 and 3, which are this glitter white band and the outside loop. And now you're going to take your next colour and pull it through the first 3 loops and lift the outside loop, which is right here, and rearrange that very band over to be the first band on your hook. And now you're back to this setup. So now we're going to take another centre band and pull it through the first 7 loops and pick up bands 3 and 6. which are these two. So you can like pull them up if you want, so that's easier to grab. So take your middle band, pull it through the first 7 like I said, and pick up those 2 coloured bands that stick up, and then the outermost border loop, and rearrange that border band over to the outside. So now it should look something like this, and now we're going to repeat the steps that we did to add the border. So we're going to rearrange this third band over the second band. And by the way, I count my bands from the start of the hook as this band being 1, 2, 3, and so on. So now we're going to take our border band and pull it through the first 3 loops and pick up bands 1 and 3. So it should now look something like this, and now we're going to go back to our other colour, at least that's what I'm doing. So your next coloured band and pull it through the first 3 loops and lift the outside loop and rearrange that border band over to the outside. And now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So flip the bands on your hook, rearrange the third band over the second band, take your border band and pull it through first 3 and lift this band and this one and close, and take your coloured band, pull it through the first 3, lift the outermost loop and rearrange it over to the outside and close. So now we're back to this setup. Grab your centre rubber band, pull it through the first 7, pick up those 2 coloured bands that stick up, okay, and then grab the outermost loop, close and rearrange this band over to the outside. And now you're back to this setup once again. And to close it off properly, you're going to do that same step where you rearrange the third band over the second band, and we're going to add a border band and pull it through the first 3, lift the third and the first, just how we've been doing. And we're not going to add a coloured band, we're just going to leave it like this and do the same thing to the other side. Just like that. And now you can just pull a band through everything on the hook and lift, reclaim the band closest to the tip of the hook, the 2 middle bands, and the band furthest away from the tip of the hook, and then close it off. You could do any closure you want, I just decided to do it this way because I wasn't sure how I closed off the other bracelet, but I don't know how good this would turn out. But anyways, that's how you make the base of the bracelet. And I know you're probably thinking, how come this looks completely different to what's shown in the thumbnail? Well, we have to do another step. We have to stitch up these center bands, and I'm going to show you how right now. So what we're going to do is go back to the beginning of the bracelet. I'm assuming yours would be much longer. I'm just keeping it short like this for the tutorial's sake. So go to the beginning and you'll see there's your cap band, and then you can sort of see your glitter white loop here. What we're going to do is pick a side that you want to be for the front side. I'll pick this side. You're going to go from through this space and put both sides of that glitter white loop onto your hook, and you can pull it out a bit. Alright, so this is what it should look like. This is basically what I've done. And now there should be a front loop and a back loop. So if you look at it like this, the band that you can see is the front loop, and the band that's this one that I'm pointing out right now is the back loop. So what we're going to do is we're going to rearrange the front loop over the back loop. Should look something like this. Now we're going to grab hold onto the back loop. So now it's this slip on the left hand side, or the band closest to the tip of the hook. Take it off the hook and hold onto it and release the front part of the band and close, and then put this band back onto the hook and sort of twist forwards so that it will loop neatly when we do the next stitch. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at it like this and see the next glitter white stitch. You're going to just pick up, now if you were to put the whole stitch onto the hook like this, there's your front piece, which is the first band, and your back piece, which is the second band. You're only going to want to grab hold of the back piece like this and pull it up a bit, and now you just loop over the second band on your hook, over the first band, and over the tip of the hook. So it should look something like this. And now you're going to put your hook into the front part of that band and then rearrange it over the back part of that band. Grab hold of the back, take it off and release the front part of the band, and put the back part of the band back onto the hook and twist forwards like that. So as you can see, that stitch is sort of forming, and you keep on doing that process. So I'm just going to see here, grab the back part of that stitch, pull up a bit and pull the first band through the second, or just loop over the second band, and then grab the front part of that loop and rearrange it over the back part of that loop. Hold on to the back part, release the front part, put the back part back onto the hook, and twist it forwards. Alright, so as you can see, that is working out for this. Okay, now what you're going to do with this glitter white band that's hanging on your hook, once you're at the end, you're just going to place it completely over the C-clip, like I've done like that, and pull on the C-clip a bit, and that should stay in place. And now you can sort of just pull out a bit on both sides, just sort of just fix it up a bit. So this is what mine looks like, and I know it looks a bit, I don't know, wonky. It's just because it's short. If this was a lot longer, it probably would look much better. But as you can see, it is the same pattern as this. So if you made it much longer, it would look a lot nicer. So yeah, that is how you make the Aero bracelet. Thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial, and if you liked it then please give it a big thumbs up, and if you decide to make this bracelet and post it on Instagram, please use the hashtags Aero bracelet and emerald looms. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next tutorial. Bye!